Hello friends, Heather Moreno here. First of all, a happy Veterans Day. We had a really nice ceremony over at the Faces of Freedom Memorial at 11 o'clock, and I was very privileged to be able to introduce and award the Distinguished Veteran Award to both Ray Johnson and Al Fonzie. So that was quite a treat for me, and really so nicely attended. Everybody was spread out, did all the things we needed to do, and it was a really beautiful morning. So thank you for all who put that together. You might know that we had a council meeting last night, and so I wanted to just give you briefly an update of what went on. One of the things we did is we approved receiving grant funding that will go to help us with our housing element. One of those grant funds is called actually REAP, Regional Early Action Planning. So part of the REAP money is $181,000 that Atascadero, along with 3 other cities in our county, is going to use to come up with stock ADU plans. An ADU is an accessory dwelling unit or a second unit. So in developing those stock plans, it's something that then if somebody wants to just take and use one of those off the shelf, they don't have to hire an architect. It saves them time and money. So that's something we approved last night. Another thing is we approved the final draft of our housing element. Housing element is part of the general plan. It looks at what are our housing needs now, what are our housing needs in the future, and how do we get from here to there. There's something called a regional housing needs allocation, and this is where the state says, you know, you as a county have to allow for X number of homes over the next 8 years. And then the county says, okay, each of you 7 cities in the incorporated area, here's what your piece of that is. And so for Atascadero, we need to allot to make space for 843 units, anywhere from very low income up to above moderate. Well, already with the things that we have in the pipeline, Atascadero has met over half of that. So that's great news. And through our housing element, we're looking at how do we reach that other piece that we need. And so we finished that up last night. One of the things that we're required to do is not put extra burdens upon developers. We need to be able to streamline things and make it easy, therefore more cost effective for things to get through the pipeline. And it was great to hear from our consultant that in the work that she's done actually shows that Atascadero does a really good job with that. And she says, in fact, in the research that she did, that we really push projects through, move them through much better than the surrounding areas. So that was great news, and kudos to our staff. Finally, we looked at if you've seen the La Plaza building downtown, right next to it is going to be a community plaza area across from the Sunken Gardens. And so the city has agreed to build that, and we're using park impact fees. So these come from developers when they build anything throughout town, because as we expand housing, things like that, we need to expand our services, and parks are one of those things. So developers pay park impact fees. And so we're using some of those park impact fees for this community plaza. Well, we're looking at a beautiful plaza with a pergola shade structure, and as you can imagine, as we go out to bid and you start seeing some costs that are higher than expected. And so as a council, we looked through and said, where are places where we can save some money? And so we made some changes last night to save about $90,000 in that structure. So those are really I would say the key things last night. And if you'd like to be involved in the future, you can, I'm posting on Facebook every time, so you know how to sign up for the webinar. You can find that online as well, of course, at atascadero.org. We are posting our agenda, the entire packet, the agenda packet, on all of our social media channels. You can also go to the city's website and request to get noticed whenever a packet, whenever an agenda comes out for any of our meetings: City Council, Planning Commission, Tourism Business Improvement District, Sales Tax, Citizen Sales Tax Oversight Committee, any of those things you can get involved with. Any questions? You know how to reach me. Bye for now.